Welcome, racing fans, to the one, the only RP, the Racing Podcast, week number 12. The Racing Podcast presented by American Podcasting, available at apodradio.com, also available at Spreaker.com, #sports. I'm your host, Manny Allegretta, and welcome to this week's audio podcast. Now, last weekend the action was at Richmond International Raceway. Friday was last week's Xfinity event. It was the Toyota Care 250. Winner Denny Hamlin in the number 20 Toyota, who led 248 laps and gained 3 points. Second place, Joey Logano in the 22 Ford. And third place, Regan Smith in the number 7 Chevy, and he gained 3 points. Now, Sunday was last weekend's Sprint Cup event, which was originally scheduled for Saturday evening and was rescheduled for Sunday due to rain, and that was the Toyota Owners 400. Winner Kurt Busch in the 41 Chevy, who led 291 laps and gained 4 points. Second place, Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Chevy, who led 2 laps. And then third place was Jimmy Johnson in the 48 Chevy. So you had 3 Chevys right there, first, second, and third. So the Toyota Owners 400. Now, number of laps scheduled was 400, actual laps 400. And this marked the quarter-way mark of the season. So we're a quarter-way through the 2015 racing circuit. Race start time was 1:16 p.m. Eastern. Race finished up at 4:24. And so they had a scheduled competition caution at lap 50, but we'll get to that in a moment. Presentation of colors, Henrico County Honor Guard. And also followed by a moment of silence for Steve Burns, who passed away last week. Invocation, Reverend Tom Potter. National anthem performed by Fort Lee 392nd Army Band. And the flyover, 4 T6 Warburgs out of Richmond, out of the Richmond, Virginia area, that flew from turn 1 to turn 4. 3 drivers start the race at the rear of the field. Jeb Burton in the 23 car, he had with a driver change. Jeff Green with an engine change. He was in the number 30 car. And Cole Witt in the 35 car, he had a transmission change. And number 22, Joey Logano, he started on the pole. Jimmy Johnson, 3-time Richmond winner. Now, Danica Patrick spun. She was tapped by Earnhardt Jr. 88 car, and she contacts the 13 car, Casey Mears, with no caution. She actually got in the middle of a 3 wide, and Chase Elliott, he actually raced on Sunday, his second Sprint Cup start in the 25 car. Danica Patrick reports smoke in the number 10 car at lap 8, possible tire rubber with Casey Mears from that incident in lap 5. The first caution, as mentioned, was a competition caution, which came out at lap 50, at the completion of lap 50 into the beginning of lap 51. Pit road opens up at lap 52. And you had a race over pit road at lap 53, the 22, 42, the 4, the 2, the 78, the 20, the 24, the 1, and the 15, okay, respectively. Green filler comes out lap 56, restart lap 57. Jamie McMurray, the number 1 car, pits for a loose lug nut, lap 58. Earnhardt Jr. also reported a loose lug nut as well, also at lap 58. Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, and Brad Keselowski, the 2 car, made contact coming off turn 2, in turn causing Keselowski to lose it a little bit. Incident occurred during lap 66 with no caution from that incident. Second caution would actually not come out until lap 128. Joe Gase hits the infield wall on the back straight. Joe Gase in the 32 car. Beneficiary is Austin Dillon. The 15 and the 10 car make contact, which is Clint Boyer and Danica Patrick off a pit road, and which is a close little bump, as sometimes they a little bump and run, if you will, or a bump and walk coming out of the pit box there, and they opened up the pit road at lap 129 during question number 2. And they don't open the pit road right away. So when you hear a guy gets popped for pitting too early or pitting too soon, that's because when the caution comes out, pit road is closed. They go around a lap or 2, and then they open it up, and then the guys can go in. You had another race over pit road at lap 130. The 41, the 4, the 20, the 78, the 15, the 2, the 24, and the 22, respectively. And the race restarts at lap 137. But the green didn't stay out for long because you had question number 3, which came out at lap 138 with Josh Weiss, the 98 car. His car stalls in between turns 1 and 2. Trevor Bayne, the beneficiary, the number 6 car. And now Josh Weiss would return to the race at lap 161. However, he would have some trouble at lap 163. We'll get to that in a second. So third caution, lap 138. Green flag comes out lap 143, and restart lap 144. You had a top 5 at 154. Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, and Truex Jr. So your fourth caution, lap 163, and this again was for Josh Weiss. So he had his car stalled in lap 138, which brought the third caution, and then he comes back into the race at lap 161, okay? But lap 163, after returning to the race, his car, the 98 car, goes on fire, and this would bring out the fourth caution. Beneficiary here will be Carl Edwards in the 19 car. Race off a pit road at lap 166, the 41, the 4, the 22, the 2, the 78, 24, the 24, the 15, then the 5, then the 48, then the 42, respectively. Race halfway mark at lap 200 with 150 laps completed, 300 in all. Kurt Busch leads a race high of 126 laps. That was reported at lap 222. Danica Patrick pits at lap 254, and this would be the first of the green flag pit stops. Now, Brett Moffitt gets a flat tire, and this would bring out caution number 5, lap 270. Brett Moffitt, the 55, endures a flat tire. He also gets penalized, actually 2 times. One, for too many men over the wall. Remember, the limit of guys over the wall is 7. And also got penalized for pitting too soon. And as mentioned, can't come in until pit road is opened during a caution. Now, in a competition caution, if there is a competition caution scheduled, you cannot refuel until that competition caution, and that's when that is implied. But again, they close pit road once the caution comes out, and you have to wait for them to reopen it. It's the flag with the X that lets them know that pit road is closed, and then they go 1 or twice, 2 times around, depends on the situation, and then they open up pit road, and then everybody can come in. Jamie McMurray gets that free pass for that one, and 15 cars take a wave around back to the lead lap. Okay, that's Joey Logano, Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Casey Kane, Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Gordon, Buoya, Stewart, Allmendinger, Menard, and Hamlin. All right, so, and the free pass is the first car that's not in the lead lap. They get the free pass, so now they get bumped up to the lead lap. That's how that works out. A little scientific, but not too much. Question number 6 will come out lap 350 for debris at turn 3. AJ Allmendinger, the beneficiary there, and of course the 47 car. Pit road opens lap 352. And the green flag will come out lap 357, and the restart lap 358. Now, one thing to note, and I should have put this in the racing news for the driver for the final stretch segment, Mike Wallace next week will be driving the 55 car. Okay, Brett Moffitt now in the 55 car. But Mike Wallace will be driving the 55 car next week at Talladega. And also, Eric Jones expected to take over the 18 car until Kyle Busch gets back. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. Question number 7 will come out for Tony Stewart spinning, coming off of turn 1 after contact with Dale Jr. beneficiary Paul Menard. Of course, Paul Menard is in the 27 car. Stewart's 14 his car actually wound up getting towed, unfortunately. And Matt DiBenedetto, he gets penalized for guys coming over the wall too soon. And remember, you can't come over the wall until the car is at least 1 pit box length away from its designated pit box. Green flag comes out, lap 366, restart lap 367. Now, Jeb Burton spins at lap 368. That would bring out the 8th caution. And, of course, Jeb Burton, once again, in the 23 car. Green flag comes out, lap 373, restart lap 374. White flag comes out, lap 399. And Kurt Busch makes it to the checkered flag as the winner. Second place, Kevin Harvick. And third place, Jimmy Johnson. And as a note, NASCAR has raced at Richmond International Raceway since 1953. Very good, very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the lead track summary, presented by the Racing Podcast. Now, Joey Logano, okay, he would take the lead from the race start into turn 1 and then ultimately into lap number 2, and he would hold on to it until lap 95. Now, you have question number 1 came out lap 50 with no lead changes right there. So as mentioned, Joey Logano holds on to the lead to lap 95. At lap 95, Kurt Busch would take over. Now, question number 2, you had Kevin Harvick, which took the lead very briefly, because Kurt Busch took it right back, and he would hold on to it to the restart at lap 137. Now, there were no changes in question number 3. However, Harvick once again would briefly take the lead during the 4th question, and Kurt Busch takes it right back into the restart at lap 171. Now, Jay McMurray takes the lead briefly at lap 259, and then Busch takes it right back, lap 259. And then Jay McMurray would take the lead again at lap 262, okay? Then Bert Keselowski would take the lead at lap 265, but then Kurt Busch takes the lead back during the 5th caution, and he would hold on until the restart at lap 276. In fact, from that point on, he would hold on from that restart all the way to the checkered flag. No changes during question 6, 7, or 8, and then as mentioned, Kurt Busch holds on to the lead from question number 5 to the checkered flag. And once again, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, respectively. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all she wrote. So, now, okay, we had back-to-back weekends at the short track. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this upcoming weekend, the cars head to the mecca of racetracks, Talladega Super Speedway. Located at 3366 Speedway Boulevard, Talladega, Alabama, and was opened on September the 13th, 1969. Talladega is a tri-oval surface asphalt. Length is 2.666 miles. Number of turns 4. And bankings as follows. At turns 1 and 2, the banking is 33 degrees. At turn 3, it's 32.4 degrees. Turn 4 is 32.5 degrees. The tri-oval area, as they call it, is 16.5 degrees. And the back straightaway is 3 degrees. Lap record is 44.998 seconds at 212.809 miles per hour. Bill Elliott, Melling Racing, 1987 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. So this weekend you have Xfinity and Sprint Cup